Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This is Solomon House. Give my latest review. Naruto Shippuden episode 452. The Genius. Yeah, we're back to the Itachi story arc, and this is going to be a long arc right here. A couple episodes long. Hopefully it's not too long as the Jiraiya Ninja Scrolls was, because that was horribly long. Anyway, the story is now this. Like, Obito sneaks in, summons the Nine Tails, destroys the village, you know. Itachi can feel it, even Sasuke could feel it a little bit. He was just a baby. He could feel something was wrong. The whole village is in turmoil, damage. I mean, one of my favorite moments from Naruto was seeing when the Nine Tails attacked, they altered the image a little bit. It was more like ink. It was more ink animation than regular Star Curve animation. It was pretty gnarly, like kind of like third dimensional, 2D. It was pretty nice, like 200 episodes ago. Anyway, back to the fighting. Everything is like very messed up. Itachi's trying to get to the shelters. And he's protecting Sasuke, along the way. And he meets into this girl. This girl, she's a member of the Uchiha clan, but she seems to like him. He helps her out. He helps her out they get away. They get to the shelter. Things are like in a turmoil. A lot of people died. We even get to see baby Naruto, at the cemetery, there, on the gravestone, there, on the memorial stone, as they mourn their dead. It was a lot of problems. I don't know. Anyway, this is basically an origin story for Itachi. A lot of stuff. We get to see a lot of secrets and stuff, a lot of problems. Like, even way back then, they were starting to have their problems. For example, we all know that when the village was being rebuilt, the Uchiha clan were isolated to the end of the village. And they said that they were isolated to the end of the village so they could be closer to the training grounds. But I have my doubts. One of the people that even my doubts about that, and the fact that the person who said that they were going to be relocated was Danzo, and we know Danzo's a shady bastard, so we know he's a shady bastard. If you guys watch Naruto, you know he's a shady bastard. So Naruto Shippuden, at least, know how shady he is. We all know. So I don't trust Danzo at all. Not like he always does the dark things in the village only for for the sake of the village. Even the Uchiha clan, they're a bit outraged because they wanted to help people. They were in charge of preserving the village, or to people evacuating the village instead of going to fight the Nine Tails. If they had the Uchiha support, they could have stopped it, but they didn't. It was pretty intense, and so it's very intense. It's pretty messed up when you think about it. Anyway, it was in chaos back then. Itachi, he was still thinking about life and how death. I seen this episode, we can see that he was devoted to his training. He was very, very logical thinking, but he was also, trying to protect Sasuke, proving that if he wants to protect life, then there's a life he should care about most, and the most he cared about was Sasuke, how he tried to protect him. Also, I didn't mention this in my last video. One of the reasons why he has that thought in his head, life and death is all that, because Orochimaru screwed him up. We all know that Orochimaru is a sick bastard. So, one of the sickest bastards in Naruto history. One of the sickest villains, major bad guys. So, putting that thought in a little kid's head, he messed him up pretty badly. Itachi already had conflicting opinions, but Orochimaru made it worse. Anyway, the story continues. We get to see that Itachi, he was accelerating at the academy, working hard on his training. Even though he was a genius, mastering every jutsu and stuff, he still wanted to learn more. Even asking his father to teach him the fireball technique, the key jutsu of their family. He mastered it right off the bat without any hesitations. So Itachi was a genius, And I also liked how his upbringing in this episode was a lot how Sasuke was. I mean, think about it. They were raised in a similar way. They are brothers. Alright, like he was gifted in the academy. The best student there. He was very good. Focused on training. But unlike Itachi, Sasuke was focused on for revenge, while Itachi wasn't. Like he was he was more trying to protecting others and saving lives and to end fighting very quickly. Like he was talking about the greater good, but he was just a small boy, you know. Having the weight on your world, having the weight of the world on your shoulders as a child, that's pretty damning, you know. That's pretty methodical. We even get to see, young C-Street. It's even though it's only for a short time, we get to see C-Street. Even though, C-Street we don't get to see a lot of in the anime. He was Itachi's best friend as a child growing up, a genius like Itachi. He mastered the Mangekyo, so he was very strong, and confident like Itachi. And he was Itachi's closest friend, someone he does trust, still most of all. So it makes sense when given the situation. Yeah. I got a note that how early in this episode, when that same girl that Itachi saved, the one that likes him, and how she asked it, she asked the whole Sasuke. Itachi didn't want him to because Itachi knows that Sasuke would cry. When she holds him, she cries right away. It's pretty funny. I know that Naruto is mostly right now. It's trying to be it's a serious anime. But one of my favorite quotes from the earlier adaptation of Naruto is it has action, but it also has the humor to it. It has its humor. No, I mean, think about it. If you put a show in all action, that's what people expect to see. If you don't put any character development or nothing like that, it's kind of, boring. You don't want it to get too boring or predictable. Anyway, we also get to this how the girls they all like Itachi. They all think he's the coolest. How a bunch of guys hate Itachi because he was the best student. It's a lot like how Naruto and Sasuke's relationship was. How these guys tried to do something about him, and tried to confront him, but they come up this older student who's a bit of a bully. The bully tries to beat him up because they ran into him, and he tries to beat him up. Then they ran away and they had to hide behind Itachi, as he tried to do something. And like he tried to do something to Itachi. Itachi saying that freshmen are so arrogant, like stuff. But Itachi he quickly knocks them down, and these guys are literally impressed by Itachi. Instead of trying to beat him up now, they want to hang out with him, thinking he's the coolest, thinking he's their leader, like a crew, Like how you're impressed with how strong this guy is, so you want to be like him, Typical school drama, But Itachi, he's a little annoyed, so he doesn't like this. He doesn't like it so much that he creates a shadow clone. So the shadow clone could hang out in classes while he spends most of his time training. It's pretty clever, But then, and his secret's out when that bully shows up and he brings a whole bunch of students with him and they start beating up on the guys. Itachi, he got distracted for a second and he lost focus, then he got punched in the face and the shadow clone disappeared. It's pretty messed up. When you think about it, that's a shame, However, because his secret's out, the teacher saw that Itachi had mastered such a strong jutsu that he recommended to the Ninja Academy that Itachi didn't need to be taught there anymore, that he should graduate because he was a genius. However, the Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi had his doubts because it's not the era of war, even though there were people who did it in the past. This is not the age of warfare, so he thinks it's unnecessary to have a boy like that that graduates so soon. He thinks he should stay in school, but everybody else is like, no way. I'm like, if he's that good, then he should be, they should use his abilities the best way, Anyway, the situation, Itachi graduates from the academy. In this episode, this was a lot of character development. They have some stuff we did see before, but stuff we didn't see. And I really like that we get to see T-Squee, the character development, that Itachi, he was devoted to his brother. He did love his brother. And Itachi's just 6 years old. He's already a shinobi, a genin, and he's just six. And his brother is just a 2-year-old now. He tries to protect Sasuke, doing the best he can. He's just a year old now. A year, 2 years at least, But he's trying to do his best, And that's one of the things I like about Itachi. Like he knows, he he does some things, because he has to, but he does them for the greater good. And in the end, we all know what happens to him and down the road for both him and his brother. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Thank you. This is Sullivan Adams giving my latest review of Naruto Shippuden, episode 452, The Genius. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.